We're back.
We back.
We're back. We're back. Uh,
We're back.
we're back. Like, subscribe. All that bullshit. Like, subscribe. Leave the entire script for the B movie in the comments. And let's just jump in. All right. Pete Dunne opens the show, and he says that he has proved that spending all this time with Tyler Bate was slowing him down from reaching his fullest potential. He says that with him as the IC champion, he is ready to continue to prove he is the most overlooked talent in the company by issuing open challenges. Then we get one. Pete Dunne versus Axiom. Pete Dunne wins. Probably a banger match. And Roman is walking around backstage when he runs into a familiar face we haven't seen in a while. John Moxley comes in and says, "Hey man, I've seen what's been happening. It's messed up. You're getting screwed out here. But don't worry, I'm here to even the odds. That prick CM Punk is gonna regret ever messing with you." Roman is still in shock that he's seeing Mox right now, and he finally snaps out of it and hugs him and says, "Man, where the hell have you been? I haven't seen you since War Games." And I know a lot of that was because I was gone, but when I came back, I found out you disappeared not long after me. And you're here! You're actually here! Now the only person missing, now the only person we're missing is Jay. Yeah, we need Jay. Have you heard anything from him? He's your cousin after all. If anyone's gonna hear anything from him, it'll be you. Nah, not really. I try to call him, but he never answers. I send him texts, and all he does is react to them. He never types back. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm sure he'll be back soon. Don't worry. Your cousin is a tough son of a bitch. Alright, Punk's match is about to start. You're gonna want to watch this. Roman watches as Mox heads to the ring. All right, toward the end of the match, Punk is going for a GTS on Shinsuke. He hits it. He's about to cover when Mox comes in and hits him with a paradigm shift. Theory goes up to Punk to pick him up. Then he hits him with A-Town down cover. Austin Theory has qualified for the Iron Survivor Challenge at Fastlane. All right, then we go to commercial break. We cut back and we see Punk walking around backstage looking for my office. He's about to open the door when Mello comes out of it. They stare at each other. Uh, Mello finally says, "Punk." Punk gets all tense like he's ready for a fight. "Relax, I'm not gonna fight you right now. I just came to get myself a match against Theory next week. I gotta show the world a sneak peek of Fastlane. It's a shame you won't be there. I wanted to kick your ass the most. Kid, without me, you wouldn't even be in this match. And trust me, I picked the lesser of two evils by handing you Roman on a silver platter. And we've done this little dance before. Or did you forget? If you did, let me remind you. I hit you with a GTS and knocked your ass out. I pinned you in the middle of that ring. Does that ring a bell?" Mello smiles and says, "Puck, I don't like you. I don't like Roman. From now on, you need to stay out of my business, or else there will be consequences. Do you understand me?" Punk rolls his eyes and says, "Yeah, whatever, kid. Just get out of my way so I can talk to Eric." Mello walks away, and Punk enters my office to say, "All right, you saw that BS. I need to be in the Iron Survivor match. I was robbed." "Punk, all I saw was the same thing you did to Roman last week. That was completely different. That guy had it coming. I haven't interacted with Mox in months. But fine, since you won't do anything, I want Mox tonight." "Tonight? You just had a match and you want to go again?" "Yeah, I do." "Fine. You got him in the main event. I hope you know what you're doing." All right. Then we get another Iron Survivor qualifier triple threat: Chelsea versus Bianca versus Lita. And Chelsea Green picks up the surprise upset victory here. Backstage, Bailey goes up to Rox to say, "What the hell, man? You're giving Jordan a chance to get into the match? What the hell is wrong with you?" "Nothing. She came up to me and said she would like to try to earn her spot in the match, and I'm giving her that opportunity. So you better get ready because you're gonna have a match with her pretty soon. I just need to make it official with Eric." "You are the worst champion I have ever seen in my life!" Bailey storms off as Rock says, "Still good enough to beat you twice, though." Jada and Bianca are celebrating their first tag team win when I tell them, "See, I knew you two had it in you. So guess what? Next week, you two are getting a qualifying match for the Women's Tag Team Championships at Fastlane. Are you two ready?" "Yes, we are. We won't let you down." "Yeah, what Bianca said. I think we really do have it in us." "That's exactly what I wanted to hear, ladies. Good luck next week." They leave my office as the segment ends. Then we get Pretty Deadly versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Pretty Deadly pick up the victory here. Rey Mysterio continues to be 0 and whatever, like 10 at this point. Then Adam Cole comes out to give an update on Roddy. As you all know, Roddy has been in a lot of tough situations recently. He's had his fingers and foot twisted and turned into positions where they weren't meant to be. And now he almost had his head kicked off. So the doctor is now saying he should be back and close to 100% in 2 weeks. He didn't end up getting a concussion, and we're thankful for that. As he says that, Randy's theme song plays. Damn it, I wanted to give him a concussion. You see, I was hoping that it would help him magically learn how to not put all his money on the line in the casinos he's always at. That's really all I wanted for him. But sadly, it wasn't meant to be. But you should know, Adam. You will be. But you should know, Adam. You will be concussed. I am going to punch you harder than I have ever punted Roddy's big ass head. And you will feel your brain vibrate in your skull and you're gonna think you're dying, but you won't. You'll only wish you were. Dude, man, chill. It's not that serious. I just want to stay champion. I'm not gonna kill you for it. And that's why I'll win. And that's why I'll win, Adam. And you'll end the night staring at the lights. Then we get the main event. Punk is looking to be headed toward a victory. Heyman is on the outside cheering him on. When Roman's theme song starts playing, he comes out. He starts running to ringside. He's about to head to the ring. Someone jumps out of the crowd and takes him down and starts beating him up. CM Punk is confused, and we finally get a good look of who it is. It's Carmelo Hayes. The man is still clearly upset that Roman cheated him out of potentially winning the Royal Rumble. Heyman is yelling at Punk to turn around. Mox is about to hit him with a paradigm shift. Punk gets out the way and hits Mox with a GTS. Cover 1, 2, 3. CM Punk wins. As Punk is celebrating, Melo is still fighting Roman on the outside. Punk decides to join Melo in the beatdown. They beat Roman down, and once Punk has his guard down, Melo hits him with the first 48. Melo celebrates the beatdown. As he walks to the ramp, he passes Heyman and tells him, "I'm the best in the world now, not him." And we end the show. And that is Raw. Less than 10 minutes. Beautiful.
Welcome back to SmackDown. It's February Week 3 episode. We are about the midway point between, well, we're on the midway run toward Fastlane. Said earlier, like, subscribe, comment down below, hype the video. Uh, we said B movie earlier. Wolf of Wall Street. That definitely won't get your account flagged or anything. Just copy and paste that into the comment section. It's definitely all PG. Anyways, let's move into the show. The intro shows different people arriving to the show earlier in the day. We see AJ Styles and Ethan Page, where it seems like Page is also carrying AJ Styles' bags. We see Liv and Raquel enter the show. We see Jade Cargill enter the arena. Biggie confronts Jade and informs her that he's gotten a lead on who might have interfered at Bash in Berlin. Jade says whenever Biggie knows 100% who it was, she wants to be the first person to know. Cameras then cut back to the announcers who go through what we have tonight, going over Ethan Page versus Tama Tonga, the women's tag titles being on the line, the U.S. title number one contenders match, and another qualifier into the men's Iron Survivor. Once they finish up announcing the show, Jade's music hits and she comes down to the ring for her open challenge, which is answered by Ember Moon. Jade Cargill wins and retains her title. Chemical X and Charlotte are backstage going over who might have interfered in the match at Bash in Berlin. They go over damage control and agree that all of them have been too caught up with one another. They go over a couple of tag teams. Gigi throws out maybe Lyra, and Tatum says, "My sweet dove would never betray me like that." And they move past Lyra. Charlotte says, "Well, whoever it was, they're going to get a one-on-one lesson on why you don't mess with the queen." We then see AJ Styles and Ethan Page in their locker room. AJ is getting Page ready for the upcoming match when Solo Sikoa knocks on the door and is welcomed in. Solo just walks up to Page and says, "Let me keep this short and sweet. Just lay down out there. There's no need to extend this any further. AJ has already has one foot out the door with this team, so let us be the ones to end it and allow us to become the new tag team champions." AJ says, "Hey, as long as we have these belts, I'm fully bought into this team." And Ethan's not just going to lay down. In fact, he's going to wipe the floor with Tama Tonga. AJ then takes Ethan and heads down towards the ring. We see Ethan Page versus Tama Tonga. Ethan Page does pick up the win, allowing the tag team to survive for another week. Kairi Sane is furious with Asuka backstage about misting her last week. Asuka says it was not meant for her. She was trying to mist Raquel. Kairi says it doesn't matter what she was trying to do. In the end, she got misted. She says, "I'm tired of getting the bad end of this relationship." Io then walks in and tries to calm Kairi down, and Kairi says, "And you, always acting like you're in the right. I'm not a wounded animal. I am Kairi Sane. I've had success wherever I've been, and I deserve some respect." She then storms out, and Asuka and Io then share a stare down for a moment before Io walks out as well. Liv and Raquel are walking around backstage to get confronted by Team Bad. Mercedes says, "Well, I guess tonight you girls finally have to prove that you're better than Naomi and Tamina. And to be frank, you aren't." Liv laughs and says, "Mercedes, you could talk all the big game you want, but plain and simple, we are the tag champions. And no matter how hard you try to speak it into existence, we will beat you every time you want to face us. Now, if I'm not mistaken, our match is next. So let's see if you wrestle as tough as you speak." Liv and Raquel head towards the ring, and so does Team Bad. Mercedes then gets held back by a second by AJ Lee and Cora Jade. AJ says, "So have you come up with when you want your rematch? Because I'm always ready." And I'm always ready. Mercedes says, "You know what? Yeah, I know when I want my title back. At Fastlane, it'll be me and you. But I want there to be something special with this match. It needs to be some kind of stipulation. Instead of letting you prepare, I think I'll just let you know in a few weeks." Mercedes then goes towards the ring to head towards the ring, and AJ and Cora follow. Mercedes says, "What are you doing?" AJ says, "Oh, well, we know how Team Bad likes to use their numbers to their advantage, so we're going to be out there to make sure you don't interfere." Mercedes scowls her face, but all three head towards the ring. We then head into Liv and Raquel versus Team Bad for the women's tag titles. Towards the end of the match, we see Mercedes start arguing with the referee when AJ and Cora head over and start to confront her. AJ and Cora slowly corner Mercedes, and Tamina, who's on the apron waiting for a tag, hops off and heads towards Mercedes. Naomi yells at Tamina from in the ring, but Tamina is occupied with AJ and Cora. Naomi uses the ropes to pick herself up and turns around into a big boot from Raquel. Raquel then drags Naomi over to Liv and tags her in. Raquel then picks up Naomi for the Tahana Bomb, whilst Liv climbs up top. Liv then jumps off and clotheslines Naomi as Raquel power bombs Naomi down. Liv then covers Naomi. 1, 2, 3. Liv and Raquel retain their titles. The men's tag division is arguing once again in their locker room about who is next in line to face Ethan Page. Karrion Kross says if you want some destruction and to end that reign, then there is only one team who can invoke that kind of damage. Street Profits and walk up and says, "You know what? You can have the match next week, but when you fail, we'll be there to clean up the mess and finally put an end to the phenomenal egos. Ricky Saints is interviewed about facing Omos again tonight. Ricky says, everyone looks at me and looks at him and assumes I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm here to make statements, not excuses. And the statement I make tonight is that it doesn't matter who is in my way. I will beat them and I will get my shot at the U.S. title. And when I get that shot, trust me, you will have a new United States champion. We then head down to the ring for Omos versus Ricky Saints. Towards the end of the match, we see Jacob Fatu rush down to the ring. Omos grabs Jacob as soon as he gets up onto the apron, but Ricky hits Omos from behind before anything can happen. Ricky then keeps striking and hits the ropes and goes for a spear, but just gets picked up for the choke bomb as he rushes in. As he is held up, Jacob gets into the ring and hits Omos in the back with the U.S. title, this causing a DQ. Ricky and Jacob then work together to beat down Omos until he is out of the ring. Jacob takes his eyes off Ricky for a second, and once he turns around, Ricky hits him with a spear. After hitting him with the spear, Ricky then slowly picks up the U.S. title as the cameras fade to commercial. You can pick anyone to win this match. It ends in essentially a double DQ. Sami Zayn is then interviewed ahead of his qualifying match, and Kevin Owens comes up to confront him. Kevin says, "Look, I know this is a big opportunity for you, but I have a request and some pointers. I know Braun is in this match, and he is not someone who you want to piss off. He makes up his mind before he does anything. So if you can stay light on your feet, then you should be able to capitalize on something. Swerve, on the other hand, I don't know much about, but he is a man determined on making a name for himself, so don't take your eyes off of him for too long as well. Now, for my request, it's quite simple. Don't kick anybody in the balls. You're better. Had success all over the world without kicking people in the nuts, and I think it's about time that SmackDown gets to see the version of you that brought you to the dance." Sami says he appreciates it, and he heads towards the ring. And then have Swerve, Sami, and Braun for an Iron Survivor qualifier. Towards the end of the match, we see Swerve get Sami in position for the house call when we then see Seth Rollins rush down to the ring and start attacking Swerve in the corner. Seth just beats down on him when all of a sudden Swerve reverses their positions and rolls out of the way. Swerve gets out of the way just as Sami rushes in and hits Seth with a haluva kick. Sami slowly steps out, realizing who he just hit. He then turns around into a spear from Braun Breaker. Right before Braun could get into the pin, Swerve grabs Braun and throws him out of the ring. He then rushes over to Sami and covers him. 1, 2, 3. Swerve earns the shot in the Iron Survivor at Fastlane. And that is SmackDown.